What's up, everyone? Today I'll be showing you the one trade that I took and it played out fully. That ended up making me like 1,015, something like. I don't even. I'll show you. I'll show you guys right now. All right. I bet. So right now we have this here, and then I'm gonna just do this. All right, so, 150, that's what it was. All right, well, you guys can see that right there, live verified broker. This is on a live account, by the way. It's like Tradeovate, if you guys know it, if you guys recognize it by that. But yeah, so honestly, really simple stuff. You guys should go see my socials, my TikTok, my Instagram, and see the live trading thing that I made. That video, it'll show you guys in real time for proof, but for more proof. Now, and then let me just show you guys here the execution points. Also, 7 minutes is crazy. Like the first CP hit almost instantly, and the second one like right after. So entered right there, first, take profit, second. So if this is confusing, I'll get right into it. Starting off, we start off with the higher time frames, then we go to the lower time frames slowly. So the first one that I start off with is a daily, and the daily didn't tell me much. I'll only use the time frames that tell me stuff. So the daily didn't tell me anything because it's just too broad of a time frame. Similarly with the 4 hour, it didn't really tell me anything because again, it's too broad. I see too much here. So 1 hour time frame. Now, here what I see is that we have these lows here, these lows here. This is sort of low resistance liquidity that we have here, but like really high time frame. And going into the day, like 9:30, like market open, that's what I'm talking about. I was bearish towards these lows. But the thing is that like you get that like I switch my bias constantly based on what I see happening. So I was bearish, but again, I was like, there are some days where I'm like clearly in one direction. Today I was like, I'm bearish, but I could also be bullish. I'm gonna let the market tell me. So I saw that here. Now, I also did see that we had this 1 hour fair value gap right here. And that, that like if we went down here and swept out all of these, and then we saw wicks higher, then I was like to myself, okay, price probably gonna bounce off of this level because it swept out the liquidity and because we had this fair value gap, which is actually what happened. So although here on like ES, right, and we like inverse the gap, what I saw going into the day, the 1 minute time frame, was that price action came up, it made this bearish S&T right here, and then I was short, right? We had this bearish here, and then, wait, was it a bearish? What? Wait, hold on. All right, my fault. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the bearish one was right here. This was the bearish one. This was the bearish one. My fault, guys, but it was this one right here. Yeah, this one. So wait. All right, I don't even know. All right, I guess there was, wait, hold on. yeah. Hold on, wait, one sec, I'll find this, wait. A second, 932 and then 932. This one, okay. So yeah, we did have a bearish SMT going into the day, and right after it got invalidated either way. But basically, I was bearish because we came up, we swept out this what's it called, like low time frame liquidity. Then we inversed this gap. So yeah, you guys could have shorted here and then caught shorts towards some liquidity on like NQ, right? That was the first setup, but that's too early, and that's like what I see as like manipulation. So I was waiting after that because I didn't catch that move. Then I saw that, hey, price came all the way down here, sharply swept out all this liquidity. It made a bullish high time frame SMT while also respecting a 1 hour fair value gap on NQ, this one. Now, yes, on ES it did inverse it, but like still, you can't have everything. Like this was enough for me to know that okay, I want to be bullish moving forward. And honestly, yeah, okay, so I'll get right into that. So then, what do I see? Price after making this down move sharply comes up. I was thinking either price comes up here, gives us a little retrace, and then, you know, shows us bearish signs to continue dumping, which it could also do that. But since it sharply came up and invalidated all of these fair value gaps, broke structure, that was like a bias shift for me. That was from bearish to bullish. After that, I saw that we had these fair value gaps here unfilled. I was like, okay, I need to see what happens off of them, right? Remember, like I'm just gonna keep saying that. So we came down, we inversed this. I was looking at shorting here, but we did have this fair value gap, which was really key. So it depends on what we do here. And also this equilibrium. Oh, and also now that I look at it, we had an order block right here as well. So we respected all of those, and then we inversed to the upside again. Okay, pretty clear A setup, not A plus, but A, because there was no low time frame SMT, and there's also no low time frame manipulation. But this was pretty clear to me that price wanted to come up, and this is how I think about these trades, and at least take out this high here, right? And at least take out this high. And then both of these highs are like relative highs, so I was thinking at least it comes up and take out this high, which is exactly why my first take profit was at this right here. So it was at this high, but it was like 3 ticks above. I basically when I do my TPs, I put like a little bit higher because it never just touches it exactly. So I put it a little bit more. So this was my TP right here. So that was my first one, right? It was basically a 1-to-1, and that's my logic. I was like, okay, I just want to catch that move, and then move it to break even, and then whatever happens from there, you know, it can keep going higher if it wants to. I have a second take profit because I entered with 2 units. But if it just wants to you know, make that move and then do whatever, then I'm fine with that. But that, like, my logic was that I knew price was going to come up and hit this high because of the way it was trending. So that's why I did my first take profit there, 1.06 to secure my profits. I'm not trying to catch the whole move, get greedy or anything. And then my second take profit, because there was so much and this was another thing to add to my bias, because there were so many unfilled fair value gaps. We had this 15-minute unfilled, this 15-minute unfilled, and on the 5-minute it was like 3 different 5-minute unfilled fair value gaps. What I targeted was the originally I was going to target this unfilled 15-minute. But I said that price might come up, fill this, and then bounce back lower. So I think that this was a little bit too much. Now, obviously price hit it, but it doesn't mean that, you know, I should have targeted it, because price just went wild today. Like, it went wild. Like, okay. Now, I wanted to find a closer draw. There was literally nothing here to target. Like, there was nothing here. So, pretty much the first 1-minute high right here. So pretty much what I targeted was I needed to find like some area of price that was reasonable and that, you know, price could actually achieve. So I saw that this was a 1-minute high. It was the most recent 1-minute high after this one. And also it was the beginning of a 5-minute fair value gap. Now, to add to that, I knew that price was going to fill this 15-minute for sure. So my logic was like, I wanted to like have my take profit at a point that price is more likely to reverse, right? I didn't think price would reverse right as it filled it. I think because of how bullish it was going to at least fill a decent amount. So that's why, like, if you guys see, my take profit was like roughly around the, you know, the like 50% of this 15-minute fair value gap. So because I was saying that price was going to go deep into this, and then at least it was going to do that. But this is what I'm saying, like, it was a little bit complicated, but just like pretty much just like it was a 5-minute unfilled gap. It was this 1-minute high, so that's what I took. And then again, I did three ticks above. And it played out almost instantly, no drawdown. And yeah, again, I see this whole move happen, right? I see this entire move. Do I want to catch it? No, I don't. No, I don't, because I'm not trying to get greedy. I'm trying to catch my piece of the move, and that's it, not the whole move. Now, why did I not enter on NQ? It's simple. NQ would have been better, because NQ I most likely would have targeted these all-time highs here, which, yeah, I would have targeted these all-time highs right here. which would have been better just on NQ here. We never got an inverse for fair value gap because there was no fair value gap to inverse, and then we got this breakup structure. This was too late for me to enter, so I took it on ES. I think NQ would have been better because then I could have targeted like better targets. And the second thing is that I could have done better. I could have had my ES final take profit as soon as NQ takes out this all-time highs. Yeah, all-time highs, which would have been here. Wait, it would have been, hold on. Sorry, 10-10, it would have been here. So yeah, 10-10. So I would have basically like had this. I would have set an alert, and then as soon as I hit it, I just exited it instantly, and I would have caught up here. But regardless, I still caught a good RR, good trade, and yeah, it was a really good setup. Thank you guys for watching. I'm trying to explain these as in-depth and detailed as possible to help you guys. If you want, join the link in the description, join the community. I'll be live trading for you guys, I'll help you guys. You don't have to, and it's not what's gonna help you, but if you want to speed up the process and get advice from someone who's real and like who's doing it in front of you every day, then go ahead. Anyway, with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing rest of your day. And yeah, I'm out.